Hey everyone, welcome back to Shade Review. In today's video, we are reviewing the Oakley Holbrook TI, and that TI of course stands for the periodic symbol for titanium. So basically it's the Holbrook titanium. But first, I'll thank today's video sponsor, our own website, shadereviewstore.com, the absolute best ways to buy designer sunglasses, up to 80% off the original MSRP. Again, the website there is shadereviewstore.com. Check it out. So let's go ahead and pop these sunglasses on face and talk about the dimensions. These have 57mm lenses in an 18mm bridge, and this is a great standard size, but this is the only size of the sunglasses that Oakley produces. But these frames do have spring hinges, which are going to bend out and kind of give a custom fit to the face. So here we can see somebody with a much larger face than me. These frames would definitely bend out and fit pretty well, and then they're gonna kind of sit nice and snug here, but not too snug, so they are very comfortable in wearing them behind the ears. Now, these dimensions are the exact same dimensions found on the standard size of Oakley Holbrook sunglasses, which again are 57mm lenses in an 18mm bridge. So here's a quick little size comparison of these two frames, and then let me go ahead and pop on the originals. So here we can see the original Oakley Holbrook sunglasses, and these are one of Oakley's most popular frames of all time, and I've actually reviewed these probably a couple times on the channel, and there's definitely a reason why they are Oakley's most popular frame. They just look really, really good, and they are very simple and classic sunglasses. Now here we have something that's not very simple and not classic. It is the titanium version, and these definitely look very similar to them, but very different at the same time. So when you pop these frames on the face, we can see they do retain the classic keyhole style bridge that is found on the original Holbrook sunglasses. And then of course we also have the metal accents here in the top corners of the frames, which again are reminiscent of the original, so very, very similar. It's basically they took an original Holbrook frame and then just made it out of titanium, which is really, really cool. Probably the biggest design difference is going to be the double bridge here on the titanium pair, and then of course we just have a single bridge on the regular pair of Holbrook frames. Now these new Holbrook titanium are made in China, and that says that here in the inner right ear rest of the frame they say made in China, and here in the inner right temple of the frame they say Holbrook TI titanium. Now this original pair of Oakley Holbrook frames is actually made in USA, and it says that in the inner right ear rest of the frame. However, most Oakley Holbrook sunglasses are now assembled in USA, and they are made in China or Brazil or other countries. But this exact pair that I have on today's video is made in USA, and these are actually relatively rare. I mean, they made millions of them, but they're relatively rare to find a brand new pair of these, because again, they're not made in USA anymore to my knowledge. But anyways, here we have these titanium frames, and they are really, really nice. The titanium come in at 29 grams, and then the originals come in at 27 grams. So even though these are made out of titanium, it is still not as lightweight as the Oakley O-Matter material that they're using on the original Oakley Holbrook frames. Now, as far as durability goes, both these are very, very durable. We can see there's a lot of flex here with the Holbrook, and these things can really, really take a beating. Again, there's a reason why these are one of the most popular pairs of Oakley sunglasses of all time. And then here with titanium, we do have a little bit of flex here as well, but it's just very, very rigid and strong. And titanium is a very, very strong element that is not going to break very easily. But the biggest downside of titanium is going to be its brittle point. So it is going to come to a point where it just completely just snaps instead of bending. So steel or nickel frame is actually just going to bend, where here with titanium, they're just going to completely, cleanly snap right off. But again, it's going to take a lot of pressure here to do that, and it doesn't feel like it's going to break very easily at all with this pair of sunglasses. So realistically, there's not a ton of practicality of having a titanium frame over having Oakley's O-Matter frame, other than the looks, of course, because honestly, I think a standard pair of Holbrooks is going to be just as durable. If I'm really being honest, I think they're going to be just as durable as the titanium frames are going to be. If not, maybe even a little bit more, but just because the titanium here is very thin. If these titanium frames and temples were as thick as the original Holbrook, obviously the titanium would be much, much stronger than the original, but they are very, very thin. So definitely keep in mind that kind of brittle point of the titanium here. Now, as far as the exact colorway that I have in today's video, these have Oakley's prism sapphire polarized lens, and then the frames are their gunmetal frame, which looks really, really nice. And if you take a look here at the bottom left lens, we can see it does a prism and a P after that for polarized. And then if we move down to the outside temple of the frames, we can see a little etched Oakley logo that's found on both left and right side, which looks really nice and very premium, very well done. Now, something that's really cool about these frames is they actually have fully adjustable nose rests. So the original don't have those fully adjustable nose rests, so they're just gonna fit right there on the nose, which can be a problem for certain people depending on their nose shape. But here with the titanium pair, they are fully adjustable, so it's actually gonna give more options to different people, which is really nice. And they're both very, very comfortable. Honestly, I would probably say for me, right out of the box, the originals are just gonna be a little bit more comfortable as far as the nose goes. They just feel perfect right out of the box. And then here with the adjustable nose rest, you're gonna have to kind of adjust them to get them absolutely perfectly. But again, right out of the box, these feel really, really good as well, and I have absolutely no complaints. These nose rests, I believe, are made out of Oakley's unobtainium material, which is going to actually get stickier the more you perspirate, which is really nice, and it's gonna help the frames fit on the face really good and just kind of stick on them. And right out of the box, again, these frames feel really, really good. I can kind of shake my head, and they're not going to slide off very easily, so that is really nice. They feel really good as right out of the box. Now, if we take a look here at the lower bridge, we can see it says 5718, which of course stands for the lens size and the bridge width. And if we move out to the outside left temple, we can just see the exact color code information there as well. Now, as far as coverage from sun goes, here up top, we can see there is a little bit of a gap to let sunlight in unprotected. And then here on the sides, again, there's a pretty big, decent gap that lets sunlight in unprotected. So not the most practical pair of sunglasses. And honestly, I would say the originals have a little bit better coverage from the sun. They just kind of wrap around the face just a little bit better. They have a closer fit, and maybe if I adjusted these nose rests a little bit, I could get a better fit on the metal. But here on the originals, they definitely have a little bit better coverage than on the titanium. Now, these lenses here are fully changeable, so they actually do have a screw here, which is going to open up the titanium metal frame, and then you can insert new lenses very, very easily, and that's really, really nice. I'm glad they didn't just make it like a one piece where it'd be harder to pop in lenses. This is gonna be very, very easy. Not quite as easy as it's gonna be on the Holbrook, which you can literally just pop out with your hand. You are going to need a screwdriver to remove and replace the lenses on the Holbrook titanium. But overall, definitely a very interesting pair of sunglasses from Oakley. The biggest downside is going to be the fact that they are made in China, and they do have a $326 price tag with the polarized lenses. So they are very, very expensive, very premium pair of sunglasses. And you know, there's a lot of reasons why it's going to cost that much money over an original Holbrook, and a lot of that has to do, of course, with the titanium, or all of it has to do with the titanium. It's not easy to work with the metal, and again, welding titanium is very hard, and you have to have very specialized equipment and specialized welders who know what they're doing to get the welds absolutely perfect. And here, if we take a look where they welded the side to the front rim, we can see it's just a little bit sloppy. It's sloppier than we'd see on some other frames, but here on the nose bridge, it's absolutely beautiful. It looks really, really smooth as a tack weld, or whatever you want to call that. It looks really nice. So a little bit of a welding inconsistency there, but again, you're not gonna be able to see it unless you look really, really, really close. But again, welding here is very hard, and then, you know, actually making and manufacturing titanium frames is really hard as well. So that kind of helps justify the expensive $326 price tag. But overall, definitely a really cool and very fun pair of frames. If you've been wearing a pair of Oakley Holbrook sunglasses for years and years, and then you want to upgrade to something that looks very similar, but looks maybe a little bit more modern and a little bit cooler, maybe you want to pick up these. But personally, I mean, you just can't go wrong with the original Holbrook, can you? These frames they're just simple. They're not too loud. They're just kind of classic frames, and I really do like both of these. But if you're interested in current pricing and availability, I'm going to leave a link in the description below to both the original and the new Oakley Holbrook sunglasses. And we do have both of these available on our website for a decent price off the MSRP, so make sure to check that out at shadereviewstore.com. But that's all, guys, for this video. Let me know what you think about these new frames in the comment section down below. I'd love to start a conversation with you all there, and I'll be sure to respond to the comments. But that's all, guys, for this video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to give me a big thumbs up down below, and of course, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and then you'll be notified every single time I upload a brand new video just like this one to our YouTube channel. Again, thank you so much for watching the video, and I'll catch you all in the next one.